question for you. No. So you might be wondering why I don't look like this. I don't have to be a cartoon all the time. We're gonna be doing bootlegging figurines. You might be wondering why that has to be recorded live. Well, I have a bootleg figurine right here. So as you might guess, Jonathan and I go to a lot of conventions, all different kinds of ones, big, small. Larger conventions don't usually allow, or they forbid entirely, bootleg figurines. Are bootleg figurines a ripoff? Of course they are. I'm going to show you how to spot them, little tips and tricks so that you don't get caught up with buying one. This is the 1/8 figure Miku Hatsune. This is the 1/8 scale Miku Hatsune, a pen model. You know Miku, she's like super famous in Japan. She's a pop star who doesn't actually exist, kind of like the Gorillas, except doesn't play any instruments and sings about things in Japanese, so I don't understand it. I don't understand Japanese, Miku! Did I know that it was a bootleg when I bought it? Yeah, I did. It was pretty obvious. Where do I begin? For all of you who don't know, the way a bootleg is made is they take one of the original figurines, they take pieces of the figurine off, they take molds of each one of those pieces, they just piece it right back together like the original figurine was. They make hundreds of them, maybe, even. I don't know, thousands, millions? There's probably a billion of this Miku Hatsune out here. And here, out there, here, out there. Billions. Think about that. Think about it hard in your brain. Now this bootleg in particular was in box when I bought it. If a figurine is in the box, at first glance the box looks pretty legit, and it's actually pretty hard to tell. So how do you tell? Look at the price. If it's severely underpriced, this figurine, the Miku Hatsune, a pen model, is generally going for average $100 USD. You can find it some places for 70, and you can find it some places for 120, but generally, you know, average between 100 and something. $100 basically. So the box here has the embroidered, sunken in text, it's shiny, it looks nice, it's printed on pretty smoothly. Its major downfall, of course, is this, for one, tape. They close it up with Scotch tape. Okay, so main 2 points of in-box: price and tape. When you go to conventions, sometimes the figurines are out of the box. There are a couple different ways to figure out if a figurine is out of the box, if it's good or bad. First off, sometimes sellers don't let you touch the figurines when they're out. Maybe they'll have a sign up that says, "Do not touch figurines." But one of the things you definitely want to find out is the material it's made of. It's very light, it's much more plasticky. Regular figurines are very well painted, very professional. Take a look at this. If you look closely at the hand, the paint is spattered all about. It looks spray painted and they like splash the paint on. If you look at one of her twin tails, the paint is chipped. Also here on the belt, all the little cyber signs. This one painted, it's not even centered. I'll throw up another picture of that somewhere on here. Even just the face is a dead giveaway. There's a chip out of her eye, it's not fully painted. There's scratches on her stomach. On her back here there's a little paint chip. The paint is like faded in certain areas, so like her skin tone changes. One of her feet is like lighter colored than the other one. It's like a darker flesh tone. This one's a lighter flesh tone and it's a little bit translucent. I don't even think they finished painting it. The paint job is nowhere near anywhere close to how a figurine should look. Paint jobs on other figurines can chip off. It's not as quick as a bootleg. You want to look at the different materials that are across the figurine as well. Her belt is supposed to be made of a shiny metal plastic. This one's a grainy, gray, gross plastic that doesn't have a shine to it. I mean, it's shiny, but it's not the plastic shine that gives it that metally fake look. Right here on the head, you can see the seam on her hairline right down the back of her arm, across the shoulder and down the arm. I'm trying not to be gross and looking at it. It's plastic, come on. Straight down the back of her leg, the side of her leg, into her foot. It's like they didn't even try. The pose of the figurine isn't even right. It's not the same material, so it can't hold that same pose. Her pose is a straight... Back to the box art, just look at the box. See how her foot is supposed to be all the way back, maybe back here somewhere, and then it just snaps right back in. Her arms are right next to her side, pushed all the way in. Those are supposed to be about here. Upon my first unboxing of this, I needed to set up the stand. Here's a little base stand, here's the little clip. You put the clip in here. Alright, cool. Yeah, alright. Got it? Yeah, cool. Got it. Okay, and then this little piece here is supposed to hook into the back of her belt. Hold on one sec. Okay, so we got the base stand there. We got these little bits that are supposed to go on there, but I can't put them on because they broke almost immediately when I tried taking them off. You know, right up here. Oh, it's too heavy and it doesn't stand up. The weight of the figurine can't be supported by its own stand that it came with. So as soon as I tried to putting it on, nothing. Look at that. The two little pegs that go inside, those are broken. They're stuck. Also, if a seller is selling a bootleg figurine outside the box, ask them if they even have a box for it. Okay, so you also might be asking yourself, why in the world did you buy this figurine? So I could make this episode. Did I spend a lot of money on it? Thankfully, not as much as the actual figurine costs. So are there any benefits to buying a bootleg figurine? No. No, there's really no benefit to buying bootleg figurines. It's mostly bad. Don't buy bootleg figurines. If you're a talented modeler, or a model painter, and you have some paints, repaint the model. If you're not bothered by the way it looks, all the more power to you. It's simply a way to buy it cheaper. If you have ever planned on reselling it, they're not worth anything. All I know is that thanks to you fools, I have a broken bootleg just for you, just for this episode. I don't know. I don't... Oops. I didn't mean to do that.